let me say with the phrase of the movie, life is an occasion, rise to it. This is what the movie tells you, but in the best way possible. So I literally just got home. I'm not even staging this. I came home, set up my camera, because I knew I had to record this right away. Still wearing my shoes, very original. One of these people now who think it's actually cool to wear the shoes in their apartment. I'm not. I just didn't have time to take them off. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a t-shirt that says "Wish I Was Here." No, I'm not paid by anyone. It's actually the other way around. I paid something, and I took part in the Kickstarter funding for Zach Braff's movie, Wish I Was Here, which I have just gotten around to see. It's always very nice how in the country that I live, you get to see movies last. Well, there was this point where Zach Braff sent us an email giving us a link to a place where we could have watched the whole movie months ago. I didn't choose to do that because I thought I really want to go and watch this in the cinema first. He also sent us the screenplay, but he asked us not to read that before we'd seen the movie, so I also followed him, also trusted him on that one. But today actually went, well, just literally came home 2 minutes ago. Thought I'd do this raw kind of real-time movie review. Well, I'm obviously not in the cinema anymore. Wow, I'm so blown away. Also, you know, for the whole raw thing, I thought, why bother putting up some makeup so I look cool on camera and all that stuff. I will actually try to do this more, and just most of the time my ideas and my emotions get lost whilst I'm setting up the camera and preparing myself to be in front of the camera, and it's just not real anymore. So I'll do these raw things more, and I can already imagine comments about that, but this is my channel, this is my happy place, so I might as well do what I feel like doing. It's gotten me so emotional, this movie. I love how Zach Braff, he designs this whole character. I also knew that this would be hard to put into words even. When Zach Braff develops a character, he does that with every little detail there is to a person. I already saw this in his previous movie, Garden State, which this is kind of a sequel on, but definitely not necessary to see the other movie before you see that. It's just nice, but it's not an obligation, you know, it's just, yeah, he had the idea from the other movie as well. And then he asked anyone basically, if they wanted to support this movie by helping, by raising money, so he could do this as an independent movie. And I had very high hopes. Also, I probably am not the best person to make a review on this movie or to just talk about this movie, because I'm very emotional. I was very emotional about it even before I saw it. He sent us all these cool project diaries where he wrote us the progress of pretty much every week once they'd started to cast actors and crew, and yeah, it showed us pictures, sent us emails telling us about everything that was going on, and we also had access to the soundtrack before it was released, so it was pretty cool sitting in a cinema today and already knowing all the songs and the whole music that was playing. Yeah, it's just, as I said before, Zach Braff develops every character in so much detail that you even start, while watching the movie, you start questioning your details. You start thinking about, well, the movie is basically about family, and the question if family is just an imaginary place that we go back to as we start to grow up, or as we grow older, and that is just not there anymore because it was only relevant at a certain age, at a certain period of time. Wow, I'm really out of breath because it gets me so excited. So you start to question your own family while watching it, or at least that's what I did. Also really gets you into the sentimental mood, because life and death is like one of the other important questions. It's just, as you think about those details of every character, and as you think of all their connections and relations, you also think about your own details, like, do I do this little thing before I go to bed, or why do I do this in the morning? It's like just little things that you would never really care about or never really realize you do them unless someone makes you aware of, like, I really need to remember to breathe, unless you are reminded of those things by watching something like this movie. And I like films who make us self-aware. I also like it when you watch a movie and you can watch it several times more, and every time you will get something more out of it or something else out of it, which is what this movie is definitely about. There's things going on so many levels that you really have to prepare yourself when you now go and watch this movie and you haven't heard about it before. You have to prepare yourself. It's not a movie that you just sit down and watch a storyline develop and then end again and that was it. First of all, you will not leave the cinema or your TV or your laptop or whatever without the movie going on in your head still, because it's not really ended. Well, kinda did, but kinda didn't. Go watch it. Also, it makes you feel like you really want to combine all these different levels that the movie takes place on. It takes place in one imaginary world, like a really imaginary world. It takes place in the real world, but it also takes place in the imaginary future. Bottom line, if you're trying to find something in life, and if you're at a point right now where you're not always sure about certain things, or you're not always sure about what you should pursue, what you should become, what you should develop your own character to, what you should, what little details you should add to your own life or to your own plot, speaking in a metaphorical way, go watch this movie, because it shows you that, and not in a cheesy way that, oh, everything's gonna be fine, because they are messed up, the characters are messed up, and of course in the end some might find solutions to their problems, but still, it still gives you this feeling that there will be other obstacles to master, and this is not the happy ending and now it's done. No, it's not that. It shows you that there is the point in life where you need to do something, or else you're gonna find yourself at a place where you can never get out of, where there's no solution, not even a temporary solution. And if you get to that part where you realize that it's gonna be too late very soon. Wow, that was a good sentence. You realize it's gonna be too late very soon. That you then need to take action, develop into something that you've wanted to become, or develop into something you might not have known you could become, but you actually realize it's good and it's progress and it gets you somewhere. I actually wanted to talk about the actual movie more than about its message. But I guess that ship has sailed now. And also my front door is open because I really wanted to do this talk, and I didn't even bother to close the door of my flat, so better go do that. There's this hilarious scene, which is my absolute favorite, where he sits in this waiting room and there's this little table where they usually lay out magazines and everything and brochures about illnesses and every kind of disease you could imagine, and there's this little stand thingy, and then that should have pamphlets in it, and then it says on the bottom of the stand thing, it says this pamphlet could save your life, but the thing is empty. So he looks at it. Best moment ever. Best moment ever of this movie, and it's like mind blown. It's even in the trailer. Not saying that you should just watch the trailer and then be satisfied and be done with it, but just how I would love to come up with these ideas. Also this huge jar where his father keeps his old contact lenses, every contact lens he's ever wore, because he feels like this jar contains everything he ever saw throughout his entire life. That's what I meant with the details. Maybe I should have given you a little bit more information here. Yeah, basically that's that. So many beautiful scenes, so many good characters. Comic Con is involved too, so if anyone's interested in that, that would be one of the reasons to go watch it as well. Just even that scene that I just described to you with the pamphlet says everything about this movie, really, says everything. It shows you basically how to solve situations in life, like the one where something should save your life, but it's not there anymore. Yes, that's a good note to end on. If any one of you have seen the movie, please leave reviews or please leave your thoughts on it. Anything you like, as long as it's not just ooh bullshit, because we don't like to talk about art this way. Also, some things like this movie are my happy place, and I like to keep it my happy place, because I'm reflective enough to first decide if it's good or if it's just bullshit. Yeah, keep inspired. Tell me what movies I should go watch and talk about, and have a good time. Bye, thank you.